Right, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about Iron Banner, kind of both how it went this week, but also Iron Banner in the broader sense, because we got kind of an update that I think a lot of people are going to miss and not be super pleased about, but at least there's some sort of explanation to it. This week launched Iron Banner, and we finally have a new armor set for the first time since Shadowkeep, which is good news. I am not really sold on the aesthetics, which was pitched to some sort of like from the sea kingdom kind of thing. Then when people looked up the source material, it was like some Italian folklore monster where they wear a bunch of cowbells on their clothes and roam around to ward off evil spirits or something. I think some of the pieces work, and yet some of them definitely are just a little too weird, and kind of the overall aesthetic is, I don't know. It's just not great for a series that has always been known for having like really stellar Iron Banner armor. This is probably in the bottom tier of sets, I would say, for all the ones we've gotten across Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. The good news is that we got two new weapons, joining two new weapons last season, so we are finally back on track to getting new Iron Banner weapons again. Which is great. The problem is the pulse rifle kind of sucks. It's not great. It's a adaptive energy one, which I don't know. I just feel like there's so many better options. Not that pulse rifles are like especially meta right now anyway, but I used it, when I got it, and I have like a heating up rampage one, which I think is one of the better rolls. I just don't love it. What I do love is that sidearm. The sidearm is absolutely fantastic. Watch True Vanguard's video about it. He made a whole like kind of love letter video about it, and I totally agree with everything he says. He's the sidearm master, and I'm just like this little sidearm experimenter, but that is easily my favorite type of PvP weapon is the sidearm. My main one is the keening, but that's energy, and then this one is, well, it's in the kinetic slot, but it's a stasis weapon. So the interesting thing about this, so like the good PvP role is Swashbuckler Rangefinder, I think, with some other things. So I did get one of those from the quest, and then I was looking for one with Headstone, which is the perk where it spawns a stasis crystal on headshot kills. I feel like that would be really good, especially in PvE, on Shadebinder Warlock or Revenant Hunter or something like that. So that is one I was looking for. The problem, as ever, is that you cannot look for one. You got 3 guaranteed ones if you went through the quests on all 3 characters. So that was good, but you only can do that once, and that quest is done the rest of the season now. So every time Iron Banner comes back, it's not like you can rerun that quest and get another one. So then you're at the mercy of the Iron Banner engram system, which is nothing. Look at the guy behind me. Look at Saladin. He has 4 bounties and the token turning thing, and nothing else. He is like vanilla D1 with all the target farming that has been evolved over time in the past years, whether that's specific drops or umbrals or things like that. There is literally no change to Saladin in terms of token acquisition, so that leaves you can get 4 drops in the bounties. You can get end of match drops, which may be a little better than they were previously, but not a ton. I wouldn't say they're better by a lot. And then you can turn in tokens. Everyone has their token horror stories with Iron Banner. I know people that turned in thousands this time trying to get a Reese-Walker shotgun and didn't get one. I got probably 11 Reese-Walker shotguns out of 800 tokens, and I got 2 more sidearms, both of which had the same role that I didn't care about, and they were trash. And I didn't get a single one with Headstone. So the only way to go for this is to, because I did the bounties now, so it's like you can just hope for end of match drops, and you're lucky if you get an Iron Banner specific drop once every 3 games or so, or you can get 5 tokens on a win, 3 tokens on a loss, and it costs 20 tokens to turn something in. So it's like, depending on how long your game takes, it's like 1.2 token turn-in drops an hour. I don't know. It becomes grossly inefficient after the bounties are done. And so this has been a common complaint for a very long time. And we've kind of talked about how Iron Banner has been neglected for forever. But now it's getting some attention. Like, clearly they are doing some things for it. We have gotten First, they started with new perks. Then they bought a bunch of Iron Banner weapons back that they had already issued. Then they started making new Iron Banner weapons. Then they finally made a new armor set. So like, these are all good things that are happening with Iron Banner, and yet this system, this completely untargeted, horribly inefficient RNG farm, remains in place. So something came up yesterday where Rick was talking about this, and oh no, did I lose it? I definitely think. I had this pulled up, and then I forgot I was supposed to leave it up. Let me just scroll back a little here. Rick, where are you? Okay, here it is. So I'm going to put this up on the screen. So Rick said, when Trials of Osiris turns to Destiny 2, you'll be able to focus Trials engrams into the loot you want. Awesome. But why not also do that with Iron Banner? Typo Rick. So he's got Saint here. Saint is like focus decoding. Is this an official screenshot? I think it is. Yeah, I think this is what it looks like now. And so this will cost money to decode, or whatever currency you get now, to decode for specific drops. And that's kind of how it's going to work. And then DMG chimes in and he says, because stuff takes time, my man. Can't promise Iron Banner will get the exact same treatment, but the team is excited to update Saladin in a future season. Stay tuned. So, that is a future season. At minimum, that means there is going to be no Iron Banner update until the Witch Queen. The Witch Queen, which is 6 months away, the length of 2 regular seasons. The wording of this suggests to me it may be more than one season rather than a future season, singular. So it could be another 3 months after that for the season that follows, because Lord knows they have enough stuff to launch with the Witch Queen. So that would be 9 months. Another 9 months. So understanding that like they're working on a million things, like my response to this was, knowing that you guys are working on like 80,000 things at a time, what about just like an interim micro fix? Weapon/armor choice split that at least cuts RNG in half. Any changes being made at minimum 6 months away is still tough. So that seemed pretty logical to me. Like, I understand if they want to do a complete overhaul of the system, and I think they should. It doesn't make sense that all of these other vendors had a complete kind of rework into this rank system and have some way to target farm, a lot of their gear. And we just have nothing like that for Iron Banner. But in the interim, I'm like, okay, can you just do something like the most basic of things to make it at least like I'm only going for weapons or armor, which we had in Destiny 1. And then DMG says, still takes time that's being spent on alternate things. Diving into UI and setting up reward sites can be a tricky business, so it's better to hold until having proper time and full attention from the team to get it done in full. We'll get there. So, granted, I am not a game developer, and I really, really these days, I try to steer clear of like, it's so easy, it's just like just do a thing. But this one is hard to wrap my head around because like I understand that it needs a complete overhaul, and yet it has been like this for 4 years now, however long it's been since vanilla. Like, nothing has changed, and Iron Banner is a massively played part of the game. Like, it is more popular than Trials, and yet the amount of attention that Trials has gotten compared to Iron Banner is ridiculous. Like, they have been reworking Trials like every 3 to 6 months, like almost top to bottom, and like now they're doing the biggest rework yet in this new season. So like, as an interim fix, like something really small that is not even like the right answer, it's just like a gap filling solution. That is something I would hope we see. My personal hope, my actual hope for this was we might see this like midway through this season, like 3 months from now, like, okay, we saw how the trials thing works. Now we're going to implement this in Iron Banner. But that is not what DMG is saying here. He is indicating it is at least 6 months away, if not 9 months away, unless something else shifts for priority. So this is kind of like another nail in the like Bungie doesn't care as much about PvP coffin, but it is frustrating because it's so out of sync with every other mechanism of farming in the game. And like, they know it's bad. Like, they know that it needs like a much better system. So like, I just don't understand why it is the last possible thing left behind. I do believe that when the rework does come, it will be good. I think they have done a good job with the the kind of rank system, and like, it's not perfect, it's not the most exciting thing on earth, but like, between the rank system, between trials focusing, between umbrals, like, the solution is in there. Like, it is some combination of that, in a way to make target farming something, reasonable, rather than, you can say like, okay, well, they don't want to do that because they just want engagement. They want you to keep going back to Iron Banner. But like, as I said, like once you finish the quest line, which never comes up again, which is guaranteed drops, and the 4 bounties for a given week, like after that, farming weapons or I guess armor too, is pretty much just impossible in terms of the sheer odds of, getting a drop you want and also having the rolls you want. So like, if I can turn in 800 tokens and get 1 or 2 sidearms, like, and that's with like buckets of tokens you're getting from these bounties, what does that turn into? Like, how much playtime is that to even try and get 1 more sidearm in a given week? Like, it's like mathematically impossible almost. You would have to be like the luckiest person on earth to randomly get that from a world drop or an end of match drop, or to get enough tokens from enough wins to build up another stash of 800. Like 800 tokens at 5 wins a token, like that's crazy. Like no one is gonna to get back up that high. So it's not a good system, but we do have some news, and the news is not good news. The news is that it is not going to be reworked this season, which is something I was hoping for. I understand they have other priorities on their plate, and like there are other PvP problems too. Like I would probably rather have new PvP maps than Iron Banner changes, and we know those are coming. But again, that doesn't even start for another 6 months until Witch Queen. So it just really feels like they need to, rehire their entire PvP team almost. Like so many of those guys went over to their other incubation projects, a lot of which are PvP focused. So the people who are left are trying as hard as they can. I'm sure it's just things are going very slowly, and things are changing, and things have been changing more recently than they have been for maybe the last 2 years. And yet it is just decidedly weird to see this system stuck in like vanilla days when, we got Umbral engrams and Focus engrams, 2 years ago, and Iron Banner had choosing between weapons and armor in Destiny 1. Like I don't get it. But that's the answer. That's where we are now, and we'll see what happens from here. So I'm done with Iron Banner this week. I can't farm it for things, like I can't do it, and I'm not going to just farm it for Parallax because I used all my tier 3 focuses, which is a whole other thing. I was going to do a video today about just the caps and all the caps because I wrote an article about that the other day, but I might save that for another time. But anyways, that's the video for today, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.